Hello Slick here and welcome ladies and gents to another episode. As you can see in front of us, this is a box. Not just any kind of box, but it is filled with a new damper kit or coilovers, whatever you want to call them. Just want to, do a video on, how to install them onto an R34 GTT Skyline. Reason why I'm doing this is not because of, ride, hide and all that stance bullshit. I'm actually doing this because my car needs new shocks. They're all pretty much dead. I just need something better than, factory. So I'm gonna take you guys outside. Hopefully it's not too loud from the gardener cutting all the trees and coconut trees and all the bushes and all that stuff. But where's my slippers? Oh, right over here. Alright, let me go get my slippers real quick, because if not, then my feet will sizzle on the floor. Okay. He is pretty loud, but if you guys cannot hear me, that is okay. So, as you can see, I got my hood open. I'm just cooling down the engine because I had to go pick up something really quickly. But as you can see, my rear, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna try to set it up to where you can actually see my car really quickly. What about if I put it like this? Might work. So as you guys can see, it is very hot, and also my car bounces very much. So that is the reason why I want to change my coilovers, is because, well, the car just bounces every single time. Every time I hit a little pebble, bloop, 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 and I'm cooking some sausage because I'm hungry. But anyway guys, I'll see you soon. So step one, you're gonna want to lubricate, or just put some WD-40 on the two bolts here that's on top of the strut tower, and you're gonna want to loosen up your nuts for your wheel. So the second step would be to jack up your car. Make sure the make sure the nuts are broken. I mean, just the tension's been broken, and also in the strut tower there. And also tip is just to record your stock height. I just have it there, pen, paper, just write it down. Just, I don't know, the way I did it was just bottom of the tire to just to the very top of the wheel arch, so that was my stock height. But I have a pair of calipers to give me like precise measurements. So just pick a just have like a, I forgot what the name of what you call those, and a point of origin, I guess you can say, with the calipers, because that's more precise. But anyway guys, I'll see you in the next step. Alrighty, so for the third step, after wheel and car's been jacked up, what you want to do is just break off this one bolt. Not literally, but just the tension. The bolt is located, let me just grab the light here. I am doing this in the nighttime. Reason being is because, well, everyone's pretty much asleep and I can get away with it because we live in a shitty apartment place. I mean, the apartment's good, but like the owners are just dicks. But anyway, so this is your strut tower thing, and basically this is the only bolt that's just holding the bottom part of the shock. So it's not like one of those weird things that the actual shock itself is part of this like arm thing. It's just down here really. So just break that, put some WD and all of that stuff. And the tip is that make sure you buy, if you're gonna buy coilovers for an R34 GTT, make sure that the coilover supports this brake line bracket sort of thing. So if not, then I'll show you guys how to fabricate your own out of clamps. But anyway, let's get to it. Alrighty, so for step 5, make sure everything is unbolted and everything like that. So this is the little bracket for your brake line. If you're working on an R34, this is just a support there. You're gonna have to unbolt that and unbolt that one down there, which is the bottom of the shock. And don't forget the oh wait, never mind. Oh, there we go. Don't forget the two nuts on top there. And the handy tip is to if you have an extra jack, you can put it under the control arm, because if so, you can support it. Then after, you can slack up the upper two bolts, then after there'll be no resistance whatsoever, and then you can slowly, you know, bring down the whole assembly, because, you know, the shock will, you know, give it some resistance that way, if that makes sense. But or the weight or gravity, you know, will do the work for you. So that's just to give it extra measures. And also having a jack will save you a lot of time, and I mean by a lot of time, because if not, you would have to, like, you know, manually, you know, like try to lift up the whole, you know, hub assembly and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you have a extra jack, you know, because I highly recommend, you know, an extra jack. So and if you want to know this style, this is a piston style jack. So anyway, take it off, well, take off all the bolts, release all the pressure, jack it down slowly, and then after take out the old strut, and then put in a new strut. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so, ooh, everything's out of focus. Alright, there we go. So, after getting, you know, your strut tower out, just a warning or just a tip that, you know, the strut tower is still under pressure, because even though the, you know, the whole, how do I say, you know, assembly here is, you know, fully extended all the way down, you know, it's still gonna have that, you know, extra, you know, few movement of push, you know what I mean, because, you know, the stock strut is a bit longer than, you know, the new strut bar, but I mean strut tower, sorry, or yeah, coilover I should say, sorry. But just want to also give you another tip as well, is when you're buying it and you have something like this, like how this side is tapered, you know what I mean, it has a weird cone shape, and if I rotate it, sorry, this one is just a, you know, nice solid, you know, untapered part, I guess you can say. The tapered part, which is this side, let me rotate it again, this side actually goes in. So if I was to straighten this up right now, it would go in like that, so it would slot in like so. So tapered part will face towards the rear of the vehicle, and the solid part will face towards the front of the vehicle. So tapered and then solid. Alright, so some others you have, you know, like one side is longer, and then the other side of the, you know, shock would be, you know, shorter. For an example, let me get the light on it. This piece that's bulging out right here, this side would be longer, which will go towards the rear of the car, and this side would just be pretty much the same size right here, and that will go towards the front of the car. But anyway, everything is different, you know, for each coilover and everything like that, so make sure you get the one that you feel comfortable with. Unfortunately, this doesn't come with a bracket to, you know, support the brake line, so I'm gonna have to, like, you know, custom fit one sort of thing. So yeah, but anyway, that should be pretty much it. Make sure you measure your distance and everything, double check, you know, get a base sort of thing, and if you have to readjust, it shouldn't be no problem. So I mean, this is pretty much, you know, coilovers. It really isn't that hard to adjust. The only thing is problem with mine is that these coilovers are a little bit too short, they're too low, and right now I've, you know, unwind it all the way down, and the bottom of this shock right now, oh, this is kind of hard, the iPhone has too much zoom, the bottom of the shock is about right here. So yeah, that kind of makes me feel a bit, you know, skeptical, but you know, the threads run about to here, so as long as I got that much threaded in, I feel, you know, a bit more comfortable. But this part right here is just empty, it's just a void, an empty space, you know what I mean? But it is very, very durable. So if this is like this thick, right, imagine that, that's like thin as hell, but yet it still supported the car, you know what I mean? So it shouldn't be no problem. But anyway, make sure you test fit, do it a couple of times, and that should be pretty much it. The, you know, putting everything back together is the reverse of taking everything down. So, and vice versa. But anyway, I shall see you guys soon.